Hello, K.Jolie Crochet Basics Preview Vlog. So this is number 67. I can't even help myself. 67. Anyway, doing good, I guess. I just wanted to do like a quick check-in and stuff like that. So I was able to post the kiff, and this is just the assembling. So the pattern is on my Etsy's and whatever, but just the assembling the pieces and stuff like that, and the tail, which was a big thing because it is two different size pieces and making them fit together and stuff like that. And I do have a Glarbin video in the works. I had just started getting the pieces and stuff like that to start attaching them, you know, to show you how to assemble him because he's got a lot going on too. So, and that's really like, I guess where I'm at. I'm just trying to get these assembling videos together and stuff like that. And then the patterns that I have waiting in the wings, get those, you know, work on those and stuff like that, you know. So I had this funny thought, and this is neither here nor there or whatever, but you know, like when you meet somebody, like at their job or whatever it is, you know, and you always see them. So like I have this, crossing guard that I see, you know, all the time, and she's always in her uniform, and we chit chat and all the things. Like I know things about her, she knows things about me or whatever it is, but every time I see her, we don't see each other like outside of like standing on a corner. But I think it was so funny because I ran into her one time at the drugstore at Walgreens or whatever, and she was, you know, no uniform or whatever, and it was like my brain couldn't register that she was like a regular everyday person. Like it was such like a weird thing, you know. And I think that is so funny because like a lot of I always hear like if a kid runs into their teacher outside of the school or whatever, it's almost like, oh my gosh, you leave this school, you know. And then vice versa, you know, like when you know somebody, like, you know, you're friends with them, you know them through whomever, and then all of a sudden, like, you walk into the bank and they're the teller or something like that. It's always like a surprise. And I always think that it's just like a funny thing that had popped in my head, you know, when you see somebody like outside of where you know them from, or, you know, it's kind of like a little shock to your system type of situation. Not for everybody, of course, or whatever, but I always think that, you know, when I run into somebody and they're, you know, whatever, not in the capacity that I know them in, it seems so confusing to me, you know, for a split second or whatever. But just a funny thing that had popped in my head. And then I think that's really it. Not much this week. It's been super frigid. And I've just been like staying home and making, you know, pieces and stuff like that and everything. And just taking care of regular business. And hopefully I can get this Glarbin video done, you know, as quick as possible. I have a different way that I want to do his eyes and stuff like that. And I think that's really only just changing that I changed the colors. Like I made different one in different colors. And then just showing you, I guess, how to assemble it, how to, you know, because it does have some weird, funky sewing and stuff like that. And really, I guess that's about it. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, right? Friday the 13th. And then Valentine's Day is tomorrow. So, and then if you're single, it's Single Awareness Day, you know. That's with the joke and everything. But I don't really, you know, my husband's definitely more of the romantic than I am. You know, he'll pick up candy and a card and stuff like that. And, you know, sometimes a gift or whatever. You know, I tell him, like, I don't need anything, so don't bother, you know. I'm happy with a pair of, like, fluffy, thick socks or something silly, you know. And then just a meal that I don't have to cook and clean up after. And then I'm thrilled. Like that makes any holiday wonderful for me. A meal that I don't have to prepare, cook, and clean up after, you know, where I could just sit and actually enjoy and not have to think, you know, oh, this is gonna, you know, I'm gonna get grease all over the stove, or, you know, all the dishes I'm gonna have to wash, and I'm gonna have to scrub this pan and all that kind of thing, you know. But it is what it is, I guess, you know. So that's where I'm at for this week. 6, 7, which is so funny to me. I still don't understand the 6, 7, but I hear it all over, and I think it's just one of those wacky things, right? All right, so I guess with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. As always, happy hooking because it keeps you off the streets and keeps you out of trouble. And I will be back real soon. Hopefully the Glarbin video will be next, and it's just assembling him. And the printed pattern will be on my Etsy's and all that kind of thing. And then I have a few other ideas in the works for, I always try and make a spring purse. Like I think crochet purses, or, you know, are like the best for spring and summer. Like just really sets the tone with the fashions and stuff, especially with like bright colors and things. And that's where I'm going with this one. So, thank you so much. K.Jolie, Crochet Basics Preview Vlog number 67. Have a super great day. Ciao.